Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Friday, January 17th, 2014. Well, the numbers that came in yesterday were relatively overall pretty positive, and all Uncle Ben talked about was the glory days, all the wonderful things that the Fed, i.e. Uncle Ben, has done to keep the economy floating. For today, we have housing starts, industrial production, and consumer sentiment, which may have an effect on the market. Speaking of the market, let's look across the ocean. Over in Asia, we had a mixed day across the board, but pretty positively bearish. And in Europe, we're looking across the board bullish, relatively strong bullish. So that's a good thing for the bulls, of course. So let's take a look at what's going on here in the futures. We're looking like as though we're going to have a strong bullish open here as well. Gold at 1240, still struggling with that 1250, and oil at 94 and a half. Okay, yesterday I exited the Priceline trade. So what you can see here is pretty much profit and loss year to date by symbol just in my spread account. So doing well so far this year. And if we were to take a look at the spreadsheet that I keep, it's pretty close to tracking with what we're seeing over here on the Thinkorswim platform. The discrepancy is some of these trades here actually were initiated in 2013, as you can see, including this Priceline, initiated in 2013, and so they actually are showing up. That's the discrepancy over here, basically. This is only looking at opened and closed trades this year. It doesn't know about last year. So it makes things look a little bit skewed, especially when we look at these entities like Priceline. Let's take a look at Priceline. It's only showing $135. We lost a lot on this one. And where else do we have Priceline? Yeah, we made a fair chunk on that one. So that's why it's showing only $135 over there, when in reality we are negative on Priceline. So that's that. That's why you should always keep your own stuff, I guess you might say. Also, my numbers do not include commissions, only because, well, they're a pretty small fraction of my overall trading profit and loss. At least when a trade is very profitable, you're talking maybe, on the average $6 out of $100. So you could take this number here and probably chop about maybe 6% off and come up with an accurate number. Fairly accurate. We could do that, but I'm not going to. Well, maybe I will. Hang on a second. Alright, so here I actually did it. I just took this number up here and multiplied it times 0.94, which is about 6, which is taking 6% off of it, and end up with 1327. We have 1386 over here, so that's pretty close indicator. Alright, so we can just jump right into our scan. Now, earnings season is coming up. Just a word of caution about it. It's going to affect IV heavily, so you need to be careful about increasing IV eating into your theta. So it's just going to take you longer to reach maximum profit. You know that little white line that I keep showing all the time on the analyze risk profile for a vertical spread? If we were to take a look at, let's just take a look at Apple here right quick, and we'll add a trade for, let's say, next week. We'll do an at the money something or another. So we'll do an at the money here. Okay, so if we look at the risk profile, theta is going to keep wanting to push this white line down. IV is going to want to keep pushing this white line down. And it's going to eat into your theta. This is telling you that you're going to make 82 cents a day on this trade. But if IV increases, which we can note here by clicking on, left clicking on the little wrench down here, and we can adjust IV. Well, let's just go up 5%. And watch what happens to the white line. It gets pushed down and it wants to go flatter. And if we go up 10 percentage points, then see how it's making it very hard to be profitable early on this trade. Eventually you will, if it stays above your short strike. Eventually you'll make your max profit, but it's just pushing it down. So now it's taking longer. It's advanced by days here. It's taking longer for it to reach its maximum profit, where if we went back to 0% here, right here, we wouldn't really be profitable, but here, if we went back to 0, we would be showing a profit. So that's just a little demonstration on how IV can eat into, increasing IV can eat into your profitability in the future. How can I say that? Your profitability over time, I guess you might say. It's not going to take it away, it's just going to take you longer. That's all. Alright, so let's take a look at our A+ list. Okay, Apple, right off the bat here, Apple, well, we have earnings here, so this is weekly here. Let's go back to daily. I was messing around with this. Okay, we have earnings coming up a week from next Monday, it looks like. So we have to be cognizant of that, and we can take a look at what that's doing by looking over here at the weeklies. You can see that there's a bit of a pop this week for IV. And they're looking for a $33 move plus or minus that week. Even here, we're looking at IV of 24. And then we jump up to 36 and then to 34 and then kind of taper off as time goes by. So this is what I'm talking about. And this number is probably going to increase over the coming days and next week or so. Okay, so we have a possible setup beginning here on Apple, but nothing for today. And it's Friday, and be careful about holding over the weekend. I'm not a big lover of that. Okay, AGG, this bond thing. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take a short trade on that. Amazon, skipped it. Wasn't really doing what I was looking for at the time. Boeing, nothing there. Baidu, we might have another trade coming up on Baidu, and I don't see. I didn't look at these yesterday afternoon, so I don't see earnings coming up here. So this is an alertable trade for today. My hand's not working good today. We closed at 173 right on the noggin. So 173.85. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's a little steep. Let's make it 173.50. Alright, there's our alert on Amazon. Next up is Celgene. I don't like this price consolidation that's going on here, although these waves look sort of tradable, but this one's not as powerful as the previous two waves in price here. So I might do like and they think that there might be earnings coming up. I'm taking a pass on that. They don't have a date or anything, but I think they're doing that based on past historical information, so I'm taking a pass on Celgene. Chipotle, we had an alert on, and it failed. And I think, look at this, we are red here. We just went red on the 50 MA, so we'll have to watch that one a little bit more, see how it's doing. Costco, nothing there. Chevron, nothing there. This is curious. Here we have green, 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 even though the price is down. That's pretty interesting. Our moving average is green too. Wow. How can that be? There's something goofy there. I have to check to see what's going on with the indicators on this particular one. That doesn't seem to be right, does it? Moving on, Igor had a doji yesterday. This is called a doji when it opens and closes at close at the same or very close to the same price and has a little bit of a wick up and down. This actually, this is 2 days of green up with a red down. We're just looking for confirmation here on the MACD for us to go short on this. So I am going to put an alert on here. No, this is not. No, this is still going to go on my setup list. Alright, I'm moving a little slow here. Let's see if we can speed it up. Nothing on FedEx. Blah, if I can get it out. Nothing on gold right now. Google. Nothing there. IWM. Nothing there. LinkedIn. Whoa. Powerful move on LinkedIn. I think that was my loser for the week too. I could see why there. MasterCard is hanging in there okay. We're done with that one. 3M. Nothing there. Netflix. We just had a trend reversal here on Netflix. Interesting. Priceline. Nothing there. Still waiting. Russell. Nothing there. SPX. We're still bouncing up here. Same thing with the ES. Still bouncing up here. Can't seem to break through that. But there's nothing there for us. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla, you gotta have some rock solid balls there on this baby. So here again, this is weird. Very weird. This is another, I don't know what's going on. Alright, and Visa, we have nothing there. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm going to explore to see what's going on with these indicators. Maybe there's a glitch or something in the system. I don't think it's the actual indicators themselves. I think there's something going on in the background that is not right. So that's it for today. Thanks a heap for watching. Have a great weekend and happy trading.